On my series, The 3 Stages of Emotional Incest, I've covered stage 1, I've covered stage 2, and today we're going to cover stage 3, the recovery. So there are 3 stages to emotional incest. Go back and check out stage 1 and 2 if you weren't able to watch those videos. It shows the foundation, how things get started. Those early childhood years when everything is forming. And then the symptom years where we're in it. We're trying to figure our way out of it, but we're trapped in it at the time. But with some chronological age, some distance, emotional and physical distance sometimes, and hopefully some work with a therapist, we're able to have our recovery period. You've earned it. You can do it. It's not that hard to do. We just have to commit to what it means to recover from being a victim of emotional incest. So one key point is you get to be a bit selfish. You get to put your needs ahead of others. As a child growing up as a victim of EI, you had to focus on your parents' needs. It wasn't about you at all. But in recovery, you're flipping that around and you get to make it be all about you. The pendulum has been way over here for most of your life. Sometimes we have to swing that pendulum way over to the other side and focus on ourselves and get comfortable with that. See what it feels like. And then eventually that pendulum can come back in the middle a wee bit. But when we've been robbed of our identity, we have to see what it feels like to stand up for ourselves first, to advocate for ourselves. So that means you put your needs first, where you are included in everything at least 50-50. What are your thoughts, your opinions, your needs, your values? Are you sharing them? Are they being brought up equally? There needs to be an equal playing field. You're not used to an equal playing field, so you have to create your own equal playing field. And sometimes initially that can seem very awkward because you weren't trained that way. You were the people pleaser, remember? You were the chameleon. You had to just swallow everything. You were robbed of your identity. At the same time, you're practicing now not letting somebody rely on you for support. It's not your job to support anybody, make their life be better, solve their adult problems, always be there with a listening ear, making sure you somehow accommodate them somehow. No. That goes back to your childhood where you had no control whatsoever, and so you had to go along with your parents' sick games at the time. And being a minor, you had to live at home and just tolerate a lot of this. But now you're an adult. And if you want to help somebody out of the kindness of your heart, that's one thing. But to have somebody rely on you, their thinking and believing in their paradigm, you can feel the energy is that you're supposed to be there for them in every way possible. Time to cut that off at the pass. So you remove yourself out of that role. You let people in your life flounder, make their own mistakes. They need to learn just like the way you need to learn. You were relied on emotionally by a parent to be their little mini husband or mini wife, and those days are over, and so you have to practice and see what it feels like to not let anybody rely on you in that way. And at the same time, you're maintaining your privacy, your boundaries. You're practicing having healthy boundaries in every way possible in your life. And that includes privacy. For many kids who are victims of emotional incest, they were robbed of any healthy boundaries. They were almost dictated to how they're supposed to feel and act, how they're supposed to handle themselves. Well, now you get to figure this out all for yourself now as an adult. Maybe you were told how you should feel, how you should dress. Not anymore, not as you're working on yourself as a healthy adult. So you set these boundaries with others, and then you may feel very uncomfortable doing it because you're not used to setting healthy boundaries. So if you feel really uncomfortable doing it, that means you're pointed in the right direction. You have to get used to the feeling of having a you there. There's a defined you with boundaries. And sometimes we may not know what we're about, what we really like, what really makes us up, because we don't know who we are. We weren't given the opportunity to find out who we were or are. So now you get to figure that out and you can have fun with it. Part of the fun is not knowing. How would you know? Now you're getting to know yourself as an adult. What are your likes or dislikes? Where do you like to travel? What kind of food do you mostly like? What are you seeking out in a significant other? What do you value in friendships? What kind of job or career do you want? All these things, all these blanks were filled in for you in a way by your toxic parent, and now you get to fill in those blanks yourself. Sometimes it can feel a bit unnerving, but that means you're on your path to recovery. And if a parent is still treating you in any way like their mini wife or mini husband, all that needs to stop. You call them out on it when you sense it. When they say things in a certain way, like they have some sort of inroads with you, like they sort of own you. Like, of course you're going to do it the way they want it. You're my best friend, so I know you're going to do this for me, son or daughter. Well, not any longer. You're going to do what's best for you and call them out on their inappropriate behavior with you. Why are you treating me like I'm your spouse right here? You know, give me some space. Why are you inferring that I somehow should know your needs right now or how to solve this? Why are you even acting like this? So if you have contact with them, assuming you even want contact with them, you begin to call them out on any degree of inappropriateness. So if you're finding as you're getting older that you still are muting, masking how you really feel, you're bending the truth, you're hiding important parts of yourself from significant people in your life, then those are all red flags that you need to start practicing all these boundaries I've been mentioning. That's the recovery. The recovery is you putting into motion the steps needed to protect yourself and feel the uncomfortable feelings that come along with the fact that you were raised to not have a you there. So in having a you there, you're taking yourself out of your comfort zone. Whoa, wow, I'm actually standing up for myself here. Allowing yourself to feel that feeling of like, yeah, I matter. You may want to talk yourself out of it because that'll put you back in that safety net where you get to just be the wallflower and hide. So you want to pull yourself out of that safety net and see what it feels like to stand up for yourself equally to everybody else. We have to work the program. We have to work the recovery ourselves. So enjoy the recovery. Please leave me some comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the stages, maybe this stage in particular, the recovery phase. Please subscribe to my mental health YouTube channel if you like these kind of videos. And until next week, this is Brad Shore signing off from Ask a Shrink.